Emotional eating can sabotage you faster than just about anything, and self-control, it's not your answer. Also, did you know that you can be an emotional eater and not even know it? In this video, I'm going to share 5 things that every smart woman needs to know about emotional eating. I'm Dr. Melissa McCreery, and if you're new here, I'm a clinical psychologist, the author of the Emotional Eating Rescue Plan for Smart Busy Women, and I help high performers break cycles with the 3 O's: overwhelm, overload, and overeating. Let's talk about what you need to know about emotional eating. Number 1, yes, you can be an emotional eater and not even know it. And you can know you're an emotional eater and not be fully aware of all the emotional eating that's happening. This is especially true if you have learned to use food as a way to avoid your feelings. If you're eating to numb out or to keep yourself from thinking about things, over time, your brain can automatically make the connection between certain feelings or situations and hunger. And that reaction of reaching for food can become automatic, and the emotional piece can operate outside of your awareness. This means that you can actually stop being consciously aware of the feelings or situations that are triggering your hunger. If you know you don't need food, but you can't stop eating or you can't stop the hunger, start practicing paying attention to how you feel. Check in with yourself before eating or even after eating and ask yourself what you know about what you feel, what kind of emotions you're having, and whether you're really hungry for food. Number 2, you don't have to be overweight to struggle with emotional eating. There are plenty of women in all shapes and sizes who are struggling with their relationship with food, who use food as a way to cope with feelings, and who feel out of control with their eating. You don't have to binge or eat constantly to be an emotional eater, and most of us eat for emotional reasons some of the time. Emotional eating becomes a problem when it starts to feel out of balance or out of control. If it's feeling like you don't know what else to do in certain situations, when it's taking up time and energy that you'd rather spend on other things. Number 3, willpower doesn't help with emotional eating, and it often makes it worse. High performers, we love our willpower, and we often have a lot of it, and we're pretty good at using it. The problem is that relying on willpower is kind of like holding your breath to get through a tough situation. You can do it for a while, but you're always going to need to come up for air. Not only is willpower a limited resource that will always run out, but running on willpower is demanding, exhausting, and requires constant vigilance and focus. So what works better than willpower? We're getting to that, but it's definitely not a diet. That's number 4. Diets and even drastic procedures like weight loss surgery, they don't give you the tools to tackle emotional eating. Emotional eating happens for a reason. Whether you're comfort eating or stress eating or eating because you're anxious or eating to numb out or distract yourself from tough emotions, emotional eating is a coping mechanism. And so to end emotional eating, you need strategies that address the reasons you're wanting to overeat. Success requires knowing what to do instead of eating. When you know how to respond to the things that are triggering your hunger, the whole game changes. That bag of chips actually loses its power when you know how to feed the hidden hungers that are triggering and leading to emotional eating. Diets don't tell you what to do instead of eating, and even drastic measures like surgery don't address the reasons that food has so much power in your life. If you don't address the reasons, the food is still going to call to you like a siren. The bottom line is this: taking the time and getting the help to gather the tools and strategies that help with tough feelings definitely pays off. Number 5 is really important. If you haven't yet figured out how to end your struggles with emotional eating, it's not because you're lazy and it's not because you need more willpower. I get it. You're somebody who's probably used to creating results and successes in your life. You're used to making things happen. And this may be the one area where you continue to struggle and you haven't been able to figure out why. It's pretty common for high achievers to blame themselves and think that there's something wrong with you because you haven't been able to figure this out. Emotional eating is a coping strategy. You aren't lazy and you don't need more willpower. What you need are the strategies and the new ways of thinking to help you cope with tough emotions. Stop beating yourself up, stop calling yourself names, and start looking at where it would be helpful to grow and to learn so that emotions don't have the power over you that lead to overeating. What's key to ending emotional eating is having a strategy that works, that helps you cope with feelings, that doesn't require you to be perfect all the time or devote endless energy to tackling a problem that is just one piece of your life. Watch the video, What to Do Instead of Dieting Now, to get started with developing strategies that will work for you.